Is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Chi-Town Smark. Today we're gonna talk about our friend, Miss Britt Baker, DMD. She's back in the news. What else is new? What else is new? But today I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update to the recent rumors that we have recently heard about what's going on with Britt and the locker room drama. What else is new? I got a little bit to get into, and I reached out to Britt Baker in this one, so stick around. But in the meantime, do me a favor, keep up the momentum that all of you have shown to this channel. Please hit that like button, comment, subscribe. I can't stress the comments enough. It helps the channel. If you got something on your chest, get it off your chest in the comment section. I do everything within my power to respond to everyone that took the time to leave a comment. So please do so. It helps the channel in more ways than you can imagine. Follow me on social media, all of that good stuff. But I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Without further ado, let's get into what is going on with the doctor. It seems that Wade Keller of the PW Torch has had a lot to say about Britt Baker over the last couple of days. Britt Baker is, as you all know, been absent from television for an extended amount of time. There's been all kinds of speculation going on as to why that is, due to the recent uprising of one Mercedes Moné, due to the recent breakup of her and Adam Cole. Now that these things are happening in conjunction with her not being on television, people are starting to put together their own narratives. People are starting to dig and to try to find out what happened and what is going on. When I started hearing about these rumors, I myself reached out to Britt Baker, and I have not gotten a response. From time to time, sometimes she does respond to some things. This time, I have not heard from Britt Baker, but she did update her social media, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's get to what Wade Keller had to say. Quote, "She might be done with AEW. At least the feeling I'm getting from talking to people in AEW is Tony Khan might have her in the same category as some other wrestlers where they just don't get phone calls and don't get called to show up. There's a lot of frustration with her, I'm told, and I've heard this pretty consistently. She's wildly unpopular in the women's locker room. One person said, no one ever wants to see her come back." Speaking of the women's locker room. Now, let's pause there for a second. I don't know who this person supposedly is that Wade Keller has spoken to. I'm going to give Wade Keller the benefit of the doubt that he is not wildly making these comments up, because he has been in this industry for quite some time. He does have some form of credibility. Not everyone is 100% credible, so relax, guys. Don't kill me on this one. But I'm interested in who these people are that feel comfortable enough to say that she's not welcome back in the locker room, but not comfortable enough to put their name on it. That is a very wild statement to make, especially as broad as this person made it in regards to it being the thoughts of everyone in the locker room. I don't think anything is absolute. I don't think anything is of 100% certainty. I feel that this person would not be speaking for everyone. I have not seen anyone come back to counter it. But at the same time, and this is why I brought up me not hearing back from Britt Baker at all, we now know with the Ray Phoenix situation and just the Ricky Stark situation, that Tony Khan has some form of a gag order or a non-disclosure order where he does not want talent speaking to the media or posting on socials seemingly without his express written consent. Everyone has basically gone radio silence in regards to anything that the fans might be wondering or asking about. Media outlets, things like that. It seems when I remember when Ray Phoenix, the first time the Ray Phoenix situation went public, everybody was talking about it. Ray Phoenix was vocal about it on his social media. Then it all got deleted. Then it all went quiet. You know, that's not because he just wanted to go quiet. That is because he was told to go quiet. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say silence is not necessarily a disposition or an answer to anything that may be going on. It seems that silence is what is required of signed AEW talent, because a lot of them have gone very radio silent as of recently. Now, that is a broad statement, says Keller. I could imagine someone on social media going, I'm a women's wrestler in AEW and I want her back. Okay, fair enough. But I'm just telling you, someone's perception is nobody wants her back. That's how bad it is. So that's how bad it is. Somebody is willing to tell me that the whole locker room doesn't want her back. Again, that's a pretty bold statement. He goes on. There was an incident with her at MJF, and I'm told that factors into her being off television, but there are other issues with her that have come up. She has become increasingly difficult to work with in a general sense. She has always had reputation for being difficult to work with. There was a specific situation recently, not counting the MJF situation, where people just threw their hands up. It wasn't like a huge deal, but it was enough to sort of be the straw that broke the camel's back, he says, in terms of just feeling. You know what? We've got a strong women's division now compared to when she was on top, and we don't need to deal with her if she's going to be difficult to work with. That is a direct quote from someone. I have a problem with direct quotes like that with no name attached to them, because it does make you question the credibility of the source, and it puts the reputation and the credibility of the reporter on front display. Now, it's not to say that what this person may or may have said may or may not be true, but it is a very one-sided opinion, and Britt is not allowed to defend herself with statements like this, because if she goes public to defend herself with statements like this, because then she is the one that gets in trouble. I don't want this to be confused with the Tessa Blanchard situation. She has been on media. She has been on podcasts. She's been on interviews to talk about the current heat that she has in the industry. And she has chosen to skirt around said individual topic and try to weaken its importance in the industry and try to just sidestep it and things like that. She refuses to tackle it head on. Britt Baker is never one to stray from what she has to say. If she has something to say, she'll say it. She's been known to do that. She has not addressed these rumors as of late, and I truly believe it's because she is silenced by Tony Khan and AEW. Now, that's not to say that when the time is right and when she is able to, that she won't address everything being said about her, but there is a direct time and place for everything, and that I can understand. Now, she's not been used on television, and that alone raises concerns and questions to fans. She was out for an extended amount of time with an injury. She came back and she explained it. She had a serious injury. It was more serious than she anticipated. She went through mental issues. She had to find herself. Everyone can see that she's been working with DDP in this DDP yoga program. She is trying to get herself in the right space to get back to work. And the rumors and the reports and everything else going around the internet can't be something that's helping that progress. Now, I mentioned that she posted to social media to respond to some of the things going around. She basically posted an interview with someone else, pretty much saying that if people are talking about you, let them, because there's nothing you can do to change that, which is very true. There is nothing you can do to stop people from talking about you. You can say something to talk about what they're saying when they talk about you, but you can't stop them from talking about you. One of the things going around with Britt Baker right now is her last words that we've heard come from her on AEW television, which was in response to Serena Deeb being at the top of the ramp, Britt Baker saying, "Nobody cares. Nobody cares." She said it repeatedly. This seems to be the one thing that everyone's hanging their hat on. This seems to be the one thing people are taking and running with as to her side of what's going on right now, when that was actually said a long time ago. But that was the last thing we heard from her. She said worse. I mean, it's not quite the most diabolical thing I've ever heard, but if you take it and spin it into the context that you want it spun into, sure, one would think that it's a little telling. One would think that it's revealing something more. But again, you're taking something and you're trying to apply it to your own narrative. And of course, it would sound like that. There's been other rumors. There is an audio file going around of Tony Khan supposedly saying that she's difficult to work with and she's going to WWE. That's false. It sounds pretty legit. It had me convinced for a second, but turns out it's false. The thing about all of this, and the thing that can stop some of these rumors, I say some of these rumors because you're never going to be able to just stop rumors entirely. But when AEW puts talent on television, they are basically asking us to care about them. They want us to get invested. They want us to feel a certain way about these people. They want us to boo them, or they want us to love them. And they want us to invest into the story that they're telling us, the little bit of story that they're telling us. They want us to buy their merchandise. They want us to buy their tickets. They want us to tune into the shows when they come on television. That's what we do as wrestling fans. We get invested into the people we see on TV. We have opinions about them. We love them. We hate them. We buy their merch. We boo them. We cheer them. But then you yank them off television with no explanation. Now, Britt Baker was off television for an extended amount of time, but she was out with injury. Very well documented. We were told about it. We were shown it. It was explained to us, and it's understandable. But then when she came back and told us all of these things and then told us about the mental health issues that she was having and how she was trying to get herself right, all of a sudden she disappeared. That's the part that things like that start the rumors. Because if you want us to care about them, then we will or we won't. In this case, a lot of people care about Britt Baker. But then you yank her off television and you don't give us a reason why. They didn't even give us a kayfabe reason. They didn't even just kill her on screen and tell us that she's out recovering from the injuries. It's just gone. They told us nothing. So us as fans, us with internet capabilities, tend to go around and look for the answers. Why? Because don't forget, you told us to give a shit about these people. You told us to care. Some of us are genuinely concerned with her recovery, how it's going. Is she okay? Is she hurt? Did something happen? Adam Cole told us there was a breakup. That can't be good on someone's mental health. These people were together for an extremely long time. Every wrestling fan on the planet who knows who they are knows they're a couple. That can't be good for her mental health. Is she okay? Can we hear from her? Is she injured again? Why is she not on TV? You don't want to tell us, but then Wade Keller tells us that he's heard from people who has these answers. You don't want us to believe these quotes? You don't want us to believe Wade Keller? Give us a reason to not. Tell us what's going on. You don't have to. It's not our business. You don't have to then. It's not our business. Then we are free to go and believe or not believe who we want. It comes with the territory of wanting us to care about these people. You can't tell us to care and then tell us to not care and to don't worry about it and to only care when we tell you to care. Those are the only times you're supposed to care. You can't care when I don't want you to care. Stop caring. Stop asking questions. Don't worry about it. Oh, she's back. Now you can care. Care. Watch. Spend money. Be invested until I tell you you cannot anymore. That's not how it works. You have a television show that thrives off of fans and the fans' reactions. If we're invested, then we're invested. We bring signs. We buy merch. We care. We give our opinions on the internet. That we do. A lot of us are extremely rude assholes. I would not deny that. I would not deny that. Welcome to being a public figure. Sucks. I get it. Happens to me. So I'm sure it happens to them on a much larger basis. These stop-start pushes kill momentum. Kill momentum. They told us to care about Wardlow. Took him off TV. Told us to care about Wardlow again. Took him off TV. How do you expect us to give a shit? How? You just can't. We want you to care. We want you to do this, but only when we tell you to. Think about how that sounds. Now, if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother us. The longer you take people off TV, the harder it is for you to get the fans to get reinvested into what you're trying to sell us on TV. Also, we also know that this is a tactic that is used by not just Tony Khan. It's happened with WWE as well. When you, as the promoter, know that you're done with said talent and you know that they're going to leave at the end of their deal, you take them off television to lower the value and ruin their momentum so that when they leave to go work somewhere else, they're not as worth as much. Why? Why? As an owner of a company, I get why. But when I say why, what I mean is you taking people off TV like Rey Fenix and leaving them off is not stopping his momentum. It's making him the martyr. It's making him more of the fan favorite. When he finally does pop up in WWE, the fans are going to give him even more support. And they're going to reject the way you treated him on the way out. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. From what we can tell, Rey Fenix has given you no reason to treat him like that. Would you send him out there to go do a match, go do a pay-per-view? Does he not give you everything? Does he not give you everything that he has in that ring? If you feel like he goes out there and holds back, if you feel he goes out there and doesn't do the job that you paid him to do, then I would understand treating him like this. I don't think anyone alive feels that Rey Fenix goes out there and half-asses it. So why do you do it? Why are you doing this to Britt Baker? If there's no problem, if there's no issue, to our understanding, there's no injury, then why is she not on our television? And when she comes back, and then it's harder to get her back to the position that she once was, whose fault is that? You will have the simpletons out there saying, see, Britt Baker isn't worth it. She gets no pop. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. She doesn't draw. Well, whose fault is that? This woman was front and center of your women's division for years. I'm looking at her at basketball games. I'm looking at her at soccer games. I'm looking at her at football games. Good Morning America, everything else, wearing a title and preaching and praising the AEW product. Then the second you're done with her, she's sitting at home for whatever personal reasons you may have. Doesn't feel right. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm saying as a fan, it doesn't feel right. What can he do? At the very minimum, he can give the public an explanation as to why she's not on television. Now, do I expect the absolute truth? Gonna be honest, no. I wouldn't believe it at this point because we see his track record and how he does things like this. But at least you make an effort to preserve the momentum that she had before you took her off television. Now, did you take her off television because you know that she's leaving? Well, now we can revisit the Rey Fenix situation that we just discussed. Is it necessary? Remember when Tony Khan started this company. Remember how he was all about being a wrestler's promoter. Equal pay for the women. Tag team divisions get equal opportunity. Everything is great. Everything is fantastic here in AEW. Everyone's happy. Make more money. Do this, do that. Go back to that pep rally we saw in Jacksonville when this company started in 2019. Compare everything we were told that day to what we get today. Does it feel like the same company? Doesn't feel like the same company to me. This company was based and built off the love and the passion of pro wrestling, of hardcore fans, just like everyone watching this video right now. Does it still feel like that company? You get Tony Khan out there making the absolute weirdest booking decisions known to man. In the meantime, he's in the DMs of every sports writer and dirt sheet that he can be in, trying to control the narrative of what is out there, as opposed to just being upfront and personal with the fans that he invested his company around. Now he's wondering why ticket sales are through the floor. He's wondering why ratings are non-existent. It's because of the way you've been treating us. I remember a time when AEW came to Chicago, you couldn't stop me from being there. I wanted nothing more than to be at an AEW show. Not the same anymore. The stories are uninteresting. The company does not treat the fans the same way. It's not the same company. And then you get them going around blaming the fans. You get some of the talent blaming the fans. The talent is frustrated with this overall situation as much as anybody else would be. But what I hate seeing is them directing that frustration at the fans. It's not us. It's not us. It is creative. And since Tony Khan is creative, since anything creatively goes through him, since anything anyone writes for creative other than him still has to go through him, then it's Tony Khan. He is the problem. Not Rey Fenix, not Wardlow, and not Britt Baker. Tony Khan is the reason that all of these rumors and that all of these things are happening and that people are turning their backs on talent. It's because of the lack of information that is coming from the top of the AEW management team. I don't know what else to tell you guys. When Britt Baker is ready to talk, maybe she'll get back to me. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll speak publicly. I don't know. But in the meantime, my name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart. If you enjoyed anything I had to say today, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, leave a comment. Keep that support coming for the channel, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm seeing it and I'm feeling it, and I can't thank you guys enough. I will see you guys next time. Peace.